During World War II, while soldiers fought across continents, ordinary civilians were waging battles of their own in bomb-threatened cities, quiet coastal towns, and small countryside villages. Families learned to defend their homes with whatever they had, often without firearms, without fortifications, and without any formal training. These weren't soldiers. They were blacksmiths, farmers, teachers, and parents who simply refused to be defenseless in a time when danger could arrive without warning. Before alarms, before cameras, there existed a network of silent defenses. Clever, practical, and surprisingly effective. The forgotten home defense systems of the Second World War show how resilience and ingenuity can protect more than any weapon ever could. The story begins not in bunkers or barracks, but in ordinary homes, reinforced with creativity instead of concrete. These methods proved so effective at deterring raiders, saboteurs, and looters that after the war, governments actually discouraged civilians from rebuilding or sharing them, fearing they could inspire guerrilla tactics. But their lessons remain timeless. To protect your space, think like the intruder, not the victim. Civilians learned how to make their homes disappear from the sky. During bombing raids, even a single flicker of light could mean death. A glint through a window could mark a target for enemy aircraft. So, blackout discipline became a science. Families layered heavy curtains, painted windows with tar-based mixtures, and even used soot from their fireplaces to dull reflections. In rural areas, people dug shallow fire pits to direct light downward, built covered trenches that connected to basements, and even grew dark ivy across rooftops to hide moonlit glows. It was concealment through environment, an early form of what would later be called passive camouflage. The principle still applies today. A home that blends with its surroundings is harder to target or survey. Simple things, natural fencing, trees, textured walls, all trace their roots back to those wartime blackout strategies. One British family's cottage famously survived multiple bombing raids untouched, while nearby homes were destroyed simply because their house vanished in low light. But defense didn't end with concealment. Protection began right at the doorstep. Without barbed wire or guard posts, civilians turned to subtle deterrence. Driveways were filled with gravel or uneven stones that crunched loudly under pressure, alerting families inside to unexpected movement. Hallways were narrow, and doors were braced from within, reinforced with furniture wedged tightly under handles, forming quick, improvised barricades. These were not random tricks. Both British and German civil defense manuals included guidance on how to make a home defensible through furniture placement, choke points, and escape routes. A sturdy table near a back door, for example, could serve as both cover and obstacle, a split-second advantage in a moment of chaos. The principle was simple: delay, confuse, and buy time. Even today, that same philosophy defines good home defense. Design your home's layout so you see movement early, control choke points, and never give intruders a straight path to vital areas. Defense isn't about aggression, it's about awareness. Outside, gardens became silent guardians. Across Europe, civilians used their gardens not just for food, but as natural barriers. Dense hedgerows of thorny shrubs, hawthorn, holly, pyracantha, replaced wooden fences that could be cut or climbed. These living walls grew quietly, repaired themselves, and required no maintenance once mature. Many homes combined hedges with gravel pads or crushed shell walkways that amplified footsteps at night, serving as early warning systems. Some even strung thin wire or brittle twigs across paths, simple triggers that clicked or cracked when disturbed. These were the mechanical ancestors of modern motion sensors, invisible, silent, and impossible to jam. Even now, those same principles apply. A gravel walkway under windows doubles as both decoration and detection. Planting thorny shrubs beneath ground floor windows remains one of the most effective and subtle deterrents available. Civilians also invented simple traps, not to injure, but to startle and slow intruders. British civil defense pamphlets described tricks like loosening floorboards or applying soap to entryway tiles so that raiders would stumble and make noise. Others set buckets of water above door frames to crash down dramatically when disturbed. More alarm than weapon, but effective nonetheless. In parts of Eastern Europe, Tripwires connected to bells, tools, or hanging cans served as improvised alarms. They were crude, but they worked. Today, wind chimes, hanging cans, or even basic string alarms echo that same idea. Because ultimately, an intruder's greatest fear isn't a trap. It's being noticed, and perhaps the strongest defense of all wasn't physical. It was community. Neighborhoods became living security systems. During the war, families formed local watch groups, taking shifts through the night. They created coded signals. 3 knocks on a pipe, a whistle from the alley, or a flicker of light through a window. Simple, human communication in place of modern surveillance. These networks often outperformed formal patrols because they were personal. Each person was defending not just their home, but their neighbors. That same truth holds today. Collaboration is still the most reliable form of security. Looking back, one truth stands out. The safest homes of World War II weren't the ones with walls or weapons. They were the ones built with thought, patience, and ingenuity, where ordinary people used terrain, design, and psychology to turn weakness into strength. Modern survivalists and homeowners alike can still learn from them. Concealment over confrontation, natural barriers over barbed wire, planning over panic. What worked under the blackout skies of the 1940s still applies in an age of uncertainty, whether it is disaster or crisis. Home defense has never been about force. It's always been about foresight. So, if you value forgotten ingenuity, if you believe history still has lessons to teach, remember the civilians who defended their homes, not with power, but with preparation. Their quiet creativity stands as a manual for resilience. Subscribe too in the beginning to rediscover how ordinary people turn survival into strategy, and share these stories so others can learn what history has quietly preserved. The power of preparation beyond the barbed wire.